because Greek students are insufficiently prepared to become employed or self-employed, as current job markets require a different set of skills, the so-called 21st century skills. There is a huge gap between the practical skills required to succeed in today's business world and the theoretical knowledge provided to our students by our formal curriculum. Our curriculum lacks practical knowledge, strategical thinking, and creativity. So all this leads to one immense concern regarding the role that several educational systems, like ours, can play in fostering a student's opportunities in a workplace. The solution is rather simple. Further diffusion of entrepreneurship projects across Europe is necessary. And how are we certain about the effectiveness of this proposed solution? Well, that's what basically SELFY manages to verify, and we will shortly present to you the feedback that we collected after applying some of the SELFY activities at our school.
Avgoulea Linardatou School is aware of the gap mentioned previously. That's why we have moved away from the traditional education method towards methods willing to develop skills. How can we succeed that? Well, the most useful tool is the use of group projects. Group projects, there are actually lots of surveys that show that students are more likely to learn how to collaborate when they are working within a team. Also, group project deadlines. Sorry, I'm stressed. It will go away. Project deadlines lead to develop management skills and client side efficiency skills. At the same time, I'm not going to use that. At the same time, a project should be interesting, and this will happen if it's innovative and creative. Also, our students are willing to enhance and develop their presentation skills, because at the end of every project, they have to present their project in front of their classmates. As they will have to do in reality, they have to create a visual create an enterprise. They will have to present in front of possible investors. This process comes here to match with our students' participation at Junior Achievement competition in Greece. It takes place every academic year with great success till now. This is mainly a competition where our students have to create a visual enterprise. SELFY, the invitation of SELFY program to our school aims to bridge the gap between the skills that companies expect from their employees and the skills that young people possess. How now SELFY program works in our school? We have two groups of students. We have two groups that each group has 7 students. Sorry guys, I'm stressed. Okay, and at the beginning of every SELFY class, with our students, we experience new activities. Every activity aims to develop some specific skills. So we will give them some guidelines in order to understand how to proceed with the activity. At the end of every activity, they will have to fill a questionnaire, which we found very valuable because we will collect valuable feedback about the impact of each activity, the feelings and the emotions that they have before, during, and after the activity, and finally we will see their evaluation of how they perform and actually what kind of skills they believe that they developed during this activity.
So there were 4 activities that we have completed by now because we started in February. The first one is called the Shining for Those Who, followed by Logo, followed by Truth or Lie, and followed by the Tower. Okay, oops, sorry. So the application of the SELFY project was initiated by an introductory activity called the Shining for Those Who. Our students basically had to sit in a circle of chairs with one person standing up at the center of the circle. So this person starts saying different things about himself or herself. If the said fact is common for those sitting down, then they have to stand up and switch places. And at the same time, the person, and the person standing up tries to take somebody else's seat. And this goes on for several minutes. So obviously the aim of this activity was to allow our students to get to know each other, get acquainted.
At first, this activity might strike as only a fun one that provides nothing more. But in fact, such introductory activities are very important for the path of this project, as it allows our students to discover common interests and grow fonder of one another. This helps them to build self-confidence because they feel socially accepted by others, because they realize that they share passion about similar things. And also positive connections are established, which will directly lead to a productive framework for future collaboration, because these students are more likely to share ideas and opinions and actually respect each other's opinions. They might not realize it yet, but basically they've been building the value of team spirit, which is one of the cornerstones of leadership.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
You tested these games in elementary school?
No, they're 15 years old. They're first year of high school university.
Okay, so the next activity is called log activity. Here, our participant has come up with an entrepreneurial idea, draw a logo, and come up with a catchy slogan of 12 or less words. This activity should be completed within 30 minutes, so you realize that time efficiency was needed in order to complete successfully in time. Also, at the same time, our students should be as much as innovative and creative they could under these circumstances. Also, we realized that at the end of this feedback, a very common comment was that in reality, and in case that they could repeat the activity, our students would have come up with a more realistic and useful idea for possible customers. Here we have illustrated a photo of the entrepreneurial idea called Glazers. So here is the logo, and the slogan is, I will translate to you. So for the curious human eye, wear the Glazers in order to see the ugly truth. So basically their idea was a pair of glasses. Once you wear them, you can see through the skin. It's very important here to note that our students were able to evaluate and criticize their entrepreneurial idea. They could understand that it wasn't very realistic and probably not that appealing and useful for possible customers. And this is actually very important because this one we could call it a failure, but they weren't discouraged after that. They were more motivated and passionate to move on to the next activity and ready to perform better.
Okay, so the next activity was called Truth or Lie. Here we asked the participants to write down on a piece of paper 3 random things about themselves, which could be related about places they visited, or things they did, or things they planned to do, or accomplishments they made, where one of the 3 facts had to be a lie. So once they completed their list, we asked them to stand up, move around in the classroom, and talk to each other. Whenever a student met another one, they would have to distinguish which fact is a lie and which 2 facts are true. So obviously, again, at first, it's pretty obvious that they would, again, get to know new things about each other, which will prove useful later as they will have to work together on other challenges. But on a deeper layer, basically they develop critical thinking because they try to read other characters. They try to understand and foresee human behavior. And what is very interesting to observe here is how they evaluated themselves after the task was completed. Most of them were quite self-aware, and they admitted that they felt rather naive because they didn't manage to distinguish the lie, and they also admitted that rushing was a bad choice because they rushed. It's very important for us to allow our students to self-assess their performances and allow them to conclude what improvements should be made next time so they could achieve a better result. They actually said that as a future note, if they were given the chance to take the task again, they would try to find a more convincing lie. Basically what we're trying to pass on as a message to our students is that failure is accepted, and it's a part of the natural process of learning and growing. After all, most of them, what they will learn in life, either as entrepreneurs or as job hunters, is by trial and error. And they should learn how to move forward with positive thoughts, bearing in mind all these conclusions. Because this is the key to a successful life and to a successful career.
The last activity is called Tower. Here our participant had to build a tower that's going to be stable, high, and elegant. So we provide to our student seats of poster border of different colors and others in order to build the tower. At the beginning, they had to collaborate and quickly decide who's going to be the leader and distribute the responsibilities. At the same time, they had to meet all the three criteria that I mentioned before: stability, height, and appearance. Inevitably, compromisation took place because there was diversity of their methodologies and individual preferences. At the same time, we realized that during the process there was problem with the construction. The construction wasn't going according to the plan. And that's probably happened because they miscalculated or they had high expectations. But even though there was this problem that they faced, they quickly responded to it, they found a solution, and they moved on, so they completed successfully the activity. And as you can see here, we have illustrated a few photos during the construction. And here we have the results. You can see the towers of both teams. Actually, I think we could tell that for Team 1, they were more design focused. I think we were very surprised, they were very creative, and they managed to meet all three criteria, and that's why it was so successful.
So one conclusion we would like to make sure that you know is that basically by the end of each task, our students were triggered to engage all of their creative energies into achieving a better result, which means exactly what Ellie said before, that they weren't discouraged, they were motivated to move forward. So to sum up, skills such as resilience, determination, critical thinking, complex problem solving, empathy, hard work, collaboration should be developed by all students through many different projects and labs. This makes perfect sense, as no one can dispute the fact that entrepreneurship plays a decisive role both in job generation as well as in the creation of innovation and wealth. And that's why we strongly feel as a school entity that we should dedicate a great amount of time and effort into inspiring our students towards adopting an entrepreneurial attitude. After all, it is our duty to build the next generation of leaders. At this point, we would like to thank SELFY for giving us the opportunity to provide our students with this attractive material designed to deliver the space. Thank you.
And also SELFY thanks the school because it gave to the project the space where to operate and to test this very important methodological approach.